Hey, hello, how are you? Good? Good. Okay, so let's get to what brought me on the subject of race realism. Well, as you probably guessed, Twitter. I was just seeing random things, tweets about how race realism is bullshit and about how race realism is a real thing. I heard that and I figured it was about acknowledging the stereotypes and the differences between cultures, that kind of thing. But, like I said, I found it on Twitter, and if you follow the tweets, go down the little tweet hole, you eventually find the original source. And the original source was a response from Bunty King to Rage After Storm. And it was about a video she had made called Race is Real. And I looked at it, and it's the usual, a run-of-the-mill video about races. And then in the video, she equates intelligence to genetics. More precisely, the intelligence of black people. Yeah, that didn't go well. And then when she started talking about groups of black people and tribalism, ooh, very bad. Now, nowhere in her video does she say anything about race realism, but I guess people who believe we are who we are just based on genetics are considered race realists. Now, I'm not going to touch on the video, that's not why I'm making this one. You see, this is the first time I had heard of race realism, so I was like, let me go see what it is. And that's what I'm going to talk about, my little search for a definition of race realism. And like any red-blooded American, I went to Google, and Google took me to Wikipedia. So I started there first. And Wikipedia's got a couple names for it. It's also called racialism, scientific racism, but this one right here is the one that really gets me. Pseudoscience racism. Pseudoscience, that's a huge red flag because you don't understand. Pseudo means bullshit. Actually, it means fake or unbelievable, something like that. But pseudoscience is like looking for UFOs, trying to find Bigfoot, multiple universes, ghosts, the hunt for an anime fan who's not creepy. The usual kind of shit. And yeah, race realism is pretty much saying that genetics make up who we are. Now, I'm not going to claim that I understand this completely, but it makes it out to be that our genes are what make us us. Our intelligence, our behavior. Race realism is the belief that genetics control these factors. Now, some believe more that race is a partial factor in most of its environment. Okay, I'll let you guys alone, okay? That's better than what I'm reading here. But I just cannot get on board with the idea that genetics completely define the people we are. Like, you can't tell me that my intelligence is based on my genes, on my race. That's complete bullshit. Okay, let's look at IQs real quick. My opinion is that they are complete bullshit. Part of being epileptic means having a bunch of psych evals. I don't know why, but I've had plenty. When it comes to the IQ test, my results have been up and down throughout 20-some years and change, okay? There have been times I'm close to, genius level, or maybe the level below genius, I don't know. But I knew when they told me that it was horseshit. Because, unlike some people, I'm willing to admit, I ain't that bright. Okay, I'm slow on the uptake when it comes to certain things. I get things muddled in my head all the time. And I am shit when it comes to numbers. Alright, when it comes to numbers, I'm one of those people who goes umpteenth. Now, yes, I know some things. I can use big words at times, but that doesn't mean dick. If my genes determined how smart I am, then I wouldn't be all over the board, would I? I'd either be even or consistently going up. But no, I go up and down. Sometimes a little, sometimes a lot. And as far as behaviors go, that is completely environmental. Okay, your genes do not determine if you're a dick or a good person, anything like that. I mean, that's as dumb as thinking that because someone's born black, they're going to talk like Snoop Dogg or something. just come out of the womb going faux shizzle. No, that's not how that shit works. That's something that's learned. I grew up in a predominantly black neighborhood, and so I picked up a couple of their traits, and their habits, mannerisms, phrasings, vocabulary. No, not flagrantly saying the N-word. If everything about me is based on my DNA, then shouldn't that have been impossible? No, because DNA doesn't form the kind of person you are. Genes is not some sort of blanket answer for everything. I don't know, I think what really bugs me about race realism is because it's what the Nazis believed during World War II. Pick up an old propaganda flyer. Well, look it up. If you got one of those, either you're running a museum or you got a lot of fucking issues. But a lot of these flyers would claim that Jews would rape women, Jews would kill children, Jews would steal all your money. And why? Because it's all part of their DNA. Or more like, Estistal ihar DNA. Did I say that right? God, I hope I said that right. When you're using the logic that morons once held, you need to step back and rethink things. Especially when it's also called a pseudoscience thing. It's completely baffling to me. It's not genes that make you who you are. It's your environment and your decisions. Okay, we are all taught it's not okay to steal. Guess what? Some of us still fucking do. Because we chose to. How smart or dumb you are is based on how you were taught, who taught you, and then after you were done being taught, how you applied those things in the real world. That's it. To me, race realism, scientific racism, pseudoscience racism is stupid. Should not be a real thing. But I'm not going to completely fault people who want to believe that, because somehow that makes sense to them. Just, when I look at these sites, some of them, they're not quite talking about race realism as a belief or an idea, but more as a way of explaining how one race is better than the other. Especially with people very much for segregation. It almost kind of goes hand in hand. As far as some of these things go, it's like they're trying to say that black people would be more comfortable if they were living in huts and fucking chucking spears at whatever they chuck spears at in Africa. Although they kind of tend to gloss over about what Native Americans would find more comfortable. Now, I'm not going to call fucking race realists Nazis or anything stupid like that, but I'm not going to sugarcoat it either. You ask me, what do I think about race realists? And I'm going to say, I think they're fucking stupid. Not just the people, but the fucking idea is completely retarded. But that's my opinion. I'd like to know your own. And right here is where I thank you for your time, and I do hope you have a good day.